Hello, everyone. Today is Friday, October 4th, 2019, and I am Angela Hooper Minifield of Minifield and Associates, LLC, and I'm here today with your HR Moment. So, just a little follow up. Yesterday, I shared with you that I was at a conference in Atlantic City and we had a great turnout and things went really well. But one of the things I regularly ask people to do, so it's the same thing I do here, as I ask people to ask me questions. You know, as a trainer facilitator, oftentimes we get so focused on what we want to tell our audience that we don't stop and ask them, what would you like to learn from us? Or how can we help you? How can we serve you? And so, in this dynamic, this is where many of my topics come from. So, as in yesterday, the topic I shared with you was a question from the floor. So, today's question that was posed to me was an employee or a supervisor has been told that as the holidays are approaching, if they receive gifts from people or clients, that it would be illegal. These were the words in the question for her to accept them. And so she emailed me the question because she was like, okay, is it illegal for me to accept gifts? And if that's the case, how am I supposed to handle that? So I want to break this question down in a couple of parts because as supervisors, we often have to share with our frontline employees and those who will be in that interaction how to handle these things. But here's the other thing we don't want to do. Someone's giving you a gift. That suggests they think well of you, they appreciate you, and you're on the short list, right? Because they don't give gifts to everyone. Most companies don't anyway, or people. We don't want to offend them. And so this is a delicate, very delicate terrain. Like, how do you say no while not being offensive? And so I've actually had to experience this a few times in my career. You know, I worked for the federal government and we were forbidden under any circumstances to take gifts. And one of the things that happened to me more times than I can count, and trust me when I say I love my industry, but they would always want to buy me something to eat. They would want to pay for my coffee. If we were at a restaurant, they're like, oh, we got the bill. And I'm like the only one because trust me, everybody else at the table is all in on having their bill covered. And so I would have to say no. So a couple of things I would do to be proactive and avoid the uncomfortableness of this, right, is two things. The first thing I would do in this scenario is to pull the organizer aside and say, you know, as a reminder, I cannot allow anyone to pay for my food. I have to pay for my own food or my own beverages, my own whatever, fill in the blank. Needless to say, every time they're like, come on, you know, we're talking about $10, $20, a glass of wine, yada, yada, yada. And I would just smile and say yes. And first, just let me say how much I appreciate your gratitude and the fact that you want to do this for me. Nonetheless, I cannot accept this gift. So before we get to the table, what I'll probably do is speak to the waiter and make sure he or she knows, that my food should not be a part of any group tabs. Now, this was also a very proactive thing for me to do because guess what? Sometimes my industry friends and customers would try to do the same thing, as in tell the waiter, waitress that no matter what I said, they wanted to pay for my things. And so I had to be very diligent and very proactive. And I would again say, you know, I really appreciate you, I value you. But think about it this way. If you were a client who could not afford to buy me meals and things like that, wouldn't you want the safety and security of knowing that not only had I not taken any gifts from you, that I'm not taking gifts over here, right? So that was one way to appeal to them. And again, when you know your clients, you know their style, you know, this is where that DISC training that we talk about comes in. You can use it to present it in such a way that it's not offensive, but it's helping them to understand why you have to say no. So now, there would also be times when people would bring me by gift cards, food, donuts, cookies, you know, gift baskets and things like that. And so, what our office procedure came to be, and what the ethics department did give us permission to do, is if it would cause too much of a disruption or a stink to send it back, what they would suggest is, okay, so then you just put it in the common area. So, like if somebody gave us something, put it in the break room. All employees can eat it. Discard, where it came from. Ensuring that it didn't demonstrate any favoritism or anything like that. If possible, maybe you could donate it. But then, again, you want to do things that suggest that you care, you appreciate it, but you're just trying to remain compliant. Now, most entities and organizations don't have these strict requirements, but some do. And so, one, I think we need to be cognizant of that. Another thing we can do to be proactive is maybe we tell our clients and say, hey guys, we know it's that time of year and people want to give things, just as a reminder. As a federal entity, as a public servant, as a government official, as a whatever we are, maybe we're in a lobbyist type environment. I don't know. I didn't ask this person what environment they worked in, but what we can do is reach out and say, we know this time of year is coming, so we just want to remind you what some of our policies and procedures are as it pertains to gift giving, and how we accept gifts, and what we will do when we receive them. Because if we do have some prohibitions, our clients need to know. Trust me, I know they're not trying to offend us, and we don't want to offend them. But what tends to happen is we just tell our employee, we can't accept that, so you have to say no. But we leave them strapped because they don't know how to say no. How to say no in a way that's supportive. How to say no in a way that says, I respect and understand the heart and the gratitude of the gift, but now I need you to understand a little bit about the why as to why we cannot accept this gift, right? So it's not that employees don't know how to say no. It's that we don't give them the tools to say it in a way that does not push away our client or someone who wants to show us some gratitude. And so these are the kinds of things, again, we talk about all the time. It's not often that we don't know what to do. It's the how in between the what and the result. That's where continuity, that's where support, that's where giving them a venue or an opportunity to learn and grow from those who have walked that terrain can help them. And this is also a safe place for them to stumble, fall, practice, and do all the things required to get comfortable with saying no in these arenas. And so that's why I continue to encourage everybody to reach out and get some information about our launch of our Supervisory Academy and Symposium. It's built for times just like these. I know that I have to say no, but how do I say no? Or I know I need to go and speak to this employee about their attendance because I've been told I have to do so. But what are those steps? How do I do that? And do so in a way, again, that it doesn't come off abrasive, rude, unconcerned, but I also am clear about what the expectations are and what is required of me and or her. So, training is often viewed as an opportunity to do that. But again, training is only an event. It's an event. You do not get better for the long term by participating in an event. You need the continuity. You need the support. It would be like me working out tonight, which I hope to do, by the way, and then saying, oh my gosh, I'm healthy, I'm strong, I won't do it again. No, that's an event. That's an occasion. If I want to be healthy and strong, I have to have a process. I have to do some things on a continuous basis. So the continuity has to be there to get the real results, to get the lifetime results, to get the growth in my muscles and in my strength. It's the same thing with your supervisory muscles. If you want to grow and have the strength that you need, then come on, just let's reach out, let's talk and see how we can support you in your organization. Today is Friday, so that means we'll have a couple of days off because I don't do the HR moments on the weekend. But, tomorrow I'll be over at St. Joseph's College. I think I told you guys I am now officially and quote unquote adjunct over there because I teach the HR certification course. So we are preparing from the SHRM learning system. SHRM is the Society of Human Resource Management. And I am the instructor of this class. I've been SHRM certified for about 10 years. My MPA is in human resources, so this is a great opportunity for me to pay it forward as one who didn't pass the certification exam the first time I took it, right? So I took a SHRM prep course. It helped me pass, and now I'm paying it forward. I'm teaching a SHRM prep course, and my hopes and expectations are my participants or the students in this class will have the same success that I've had, and be able to delineate or specify and qualify and get the status and the esteem that comes with being certified by anybody. I mean, it's the reason why accountants become CPAs. It's that extra level of certification. In many of our careers, we want and need that. And so if that's a viable option for you, then I highly encourage you to do it in an area near you. So Friday, October 4th, 2019. This has been your HR Moment. I'm Angela Hooper Minifield of Minifield and Associates, and I hope you have a great weekend. Take care and talk to you soon. Bye.